Welcome to Fog Showdown, the ultimate battleground where the deadliest killers from Dead by Daylight vie for supremacy. In this video series, each episode features a heart-stopping clash as the killers face off in a fight to the death. Only one will emerge victorious and advance in the tournament to claim the title, Dead by Daylight's Ultimate Killer.
Two iconic killers prepare for an epic battle. On one side stands Pyramid Head, the embodiment of punishment, wielding his massive great knife. And on the other side, the Doctor, master of madness, ready to unleash his electrifying powers. Who will fall? Who will overcome? Find out in Fog Showdown. In the desolate wasteland known as Azarov's resting place, where rusted metal skeletons lay strewn amidst mountains of forgotten debris, the stage was set for a clash of horrors. The Doctor, a madman driven by his insatiable thirst for power, and Pyramid Head, a nightmarish embodiment of suffering, stood poised for a deadly confrontation amidst the twisted wreckage of the junkyard. The air was thick with the stench of decay, the rusted remnants of forgotten machines whispering tales of woe to any who dared to listen. The sky above hung heavy with clouds, casting a pall of darkness over the desolate landscape below. In the heart of the junkyard, amidst a maze of twisted metal and crumbling concrete, the two adversaries faced off, their eyes burning with an unholy fire as they prepared to do battle. The Doctor's laughter echoed through the air, a cacophony of madness that sent shivers down the spines of any who heard it. His eyes glowed with an unnatural intensity as he reveled in the chaos that surrounded him, his leather-clad form twisting and contorting with each burst of manic energy. But standing in opposition to the Doctor's madness was Pyramid Head, a silent sentinel of suffering clad in blood-stained robes and wielding a monstrous blade. His grotesque visage was obscured by a rusted helmet, from which emanated an aura of unfathomable dread. With a silent nod, the battle began. The Doctor unleashed a wave of electricity from his outstretched hands, crackling with malevolent energy as it surged towards Pyramid Head. The towering executioner raised his blade in response, the metal shrieking in protest as it clashed against the Doctor's arcane assault. But Pyramid Head was not so easily deterred. With a primal roar, he swung his blade in a sweeping arc, cutting through the air with a deafening roar. The Doctor's laughter faltered for a moment as he stumbled backwards, the force of the blow sending shock waves rippling through his twisted form. But the Doctor was not one to be easily defeated. With a mad cackle, he intensified his assault, unleashing torrents of electricity that crackled and surged with ever-increasing intensity. Pyramid Head roared in defiance, his form bathed in an otherworldly glow as he weathered the onslaught with grim determination. As the battle raged on, the very ground beneath them seemed to tremble and shake. Mountains of twisted metal shifted and groaned, their rusted forms twisting and contorting with each burst of energy. The air itself grew heavy with the stench of decay, a foul miasma that threatened to choke the life from any who dared to breathe it in. But still, the Doctor pressed on, his laughter ringing out like a symphony of madness amidst the chaos. With each surge of electricity, he pushed Pyramid Head closer to the brink of insanity, driving him ever closer to the edge of oblivion. And then, in a moment of triumph, the Doctor unleashed his final gambit. With a flick of his wrist, he conjured forth a storm of lightning so potent that it threatened to tear reality asunder. Pyramid Head howled in agony as the energy enveloped him, his form writhing and contorting in a grotesque display of suffering. But even as he faltered, Pyramid Head refused to yield. With a primal roar, he raised his blade high above his head, channeling the last vestiges of his strength into a desperate counterattack. For a moment, time seemed to stand still as the two adversaries clashed in a final, cataclysmic collision of wills. The air crackled with tension as their powers collided, each struggling to gain the upper hand in a battle that defied all reason and comprehension. And then, in an instant, it was over. With a deafening roar, the Doctor's electricity surged forth, overwhelming Pyramid Head's defenses and engulfing him in a blinding cascade of light. The executioner's form convulsed and contorted in agony, his screams of torment echoing through the junkyard like a chorus of the damned. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the onslaught ceased. The air grew still, the echoes of the battle fading into the silence of the void. All that remained was the Doctor, standing triumphant amidst the wreckage of his fallen foe. But even as he reveled in his victory, the Doctor knew that his triumph was fleeting. For in Azarov's resting place, where rusted dreams lay buried beneath mountains of forgotten debris, there can be no true victory, only endless suffering and torment. And so, with a mad cackle, the Doctor disappeared into the shadows, leaving behind nothing but the lingering echoes of his laughter and the twisted remnants of his conquest. For in the end, in the junkyard of Azarov's resting place, even the most powerful of adversaries are but pawns in a game that none can hope to win. Join us next time as the four troubled souls of the Legion face off against the blade-throwing trickster in a battle to the death in Fog Showdown.